Am I live? There we go. Okay, at this time, I would like to call order to the room so that we can begin the Gun Barrel City Economic Development Corporation's Tuesday, January 11th, 2022 meeting, beginning at 6:03, and we apologize for the delay. At this time, I'll call the roll to establish a quorum from my right.
Bond here.
Johannes here?
Wyrick here.
Kroll here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Could we all please stand for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance? Oops. As we come together tonight, God, we just ask for direction. We ask that we would all realize that we're not here to serve ourselves, but to serve the community that we live in and have been trusted to represent on the EDC. We ask for wisdom in all decisions, and we ask for grace. We also ask for protection for all of those that are in harm's way tonight, protecting us. In Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Item number 3 on the agenda is citizens' comments, and I have received one request to speak for them, and that is Ms. Linda Rankin. Linda, if you'll come to the podium and state your name and address for the record, and then you will have 3 minutes when you get started.
Okay, my name is Linda Rankin. I live at 184 Ocean Drive in Gun Barrel. I wanted to speak with you all tonight because I am aware of an agenda item tonight whereby there is a loan transaction being discussed in the sum, and it's over $10,000. I would like to caution you, and if the board and the staff, to please take a note of the obligations of the EDC and the special accounting of the sales tax that was implemented or should have been implemented by the loan agreement between Government Capital Corporation and the Gun Barrel City Economic Development Corporation in the amount of $500,000, and it was dated August the 27th, 2021. I have put a copy at each of your seats, and the sections that I would like you to take note of are on those pages, Section 4.4, Section 4.5, and Section 4.6, and Section 4.7. I think that we may have overlooked those during the beginning stages of trying to get this all implemented, and it would probably affect our loans in the future from the EDC. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Rankin. We appreciate your attention that you brought to this tonight, and of course, you know we can't do anything about it right now, but it's all noted as you said, so thank you so much. Okay, I don't have any other forms, Robin, for public forum, so do you have anything else? Okay, at this time we'll close the public forum, and we will move on to item number 4, which is to discuss or take action to approve the minutes from the December 14th, 2021 EDC meeting. Those are in your packet, and you've had that for several days, so do I have a motion?
I make a motion to discuss or take action to approve the minutes from December 14th,
Okay, motion by Mr.
2021
Kroll.
EDC meeting.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote from my left.
Oh, I'm sorry, I need to discuss some of this stuff here.
Okay.
It's in here. There was a few things that I didn't get. I've talked to Robin about some of the stuff. Robin, if you don't mind, if you do know some of the stuff over the general ledger on here, if y'all want to turn to it.
In the minutes?
In the.
We're approving the minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're not on there. I'm
No,
sorry.
we're on number 4.
We're on number 4.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm sorry. I passed on that one. Go ahead.
You don't have any
I
discussion?
don't have no comments on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyone else? Okay, hearing none, now we'll vote from my left.
Kroll, yes.
Wyrick, yes.
Johannes, yes.
Bond, yes.
And motion carries. Moving to the next item on the agenda, which is to discuss or take action to approve December financials. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion, we discuss and take actions to approve the December financials.
Okay, motion by Mr. Wyrick. Do I have a second?
Bond, second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
one.
Now
That's the
there you
one. I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself there.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, back on that there. Robin, under this in here, I didn't get all the questions I need to ask you earlier today. Under that there, it's actually on page 3.
Okay.
The Golden Shores at 10,750. What is that actually for?
I'm sorry, what,
Page 3.
Golden
Page
Shovel.
3 under General Ledger.
oh, Golden Shovel, that's our website.
Okay, that's the website. And the strategic government at 9,550.
That is a header search for a new director.
That's, okay, so we got that in there twice, 9,000 there, and then we got another one down there for 6,000.
That's correct.
So that's $15,000. Are we gonna be hitting some more money on that there?
I'm not sure. It was capped at 20, I believe, when the city made the arrangements.
Okay, I thought we made an arrangement with them that there was they were going after that for, we had a lump sum that they brought forward to us to go look for one. Is this above and more than what,
No,
this is not? Okay,
Budget was 20, right?
I
Robert,
believe
or
so,
around
but I
20?
can check. The contract is with the city,
Yeah.
and the EDC is paying the payments.
okay. Let's see, what was the other one? I covered that one. Okay, and that's, I guess, well, there's only one I just want the board to be aware of, because I called you and asked you about it. It showed that the progressive, this W454, we wrote them a check here this month for $1,400, or $2,000, or $200,000 for this month. And talking to you earlier, we done paid them this back 2 or 3 months ago, correct?
No, this loan got approved, and there were some questions about the contracting and the performance agreement that had to get ironed out, and they finally did. Everything got completely executed, the attorney signed off, and so then we cut the check to David Westerfield.
Okay,
This is the loan that was discussed all the way back in August, still hasn't happened, finally got it done.
okay. Well, I was just trying to, I was going back trying to figure out exactly where this money was actually took out. If it's going to be took out again for 2020 budget or not, since this is coming out in 2022 budget.
True, it was budgeted in the 2020, 2021 fiscal year,
Okay,
so it never did get taken out during that time.
It rolled over.
so it rolled over, so
Yes.
It was coming out. It never came out before.
it never come out, so it's coming out for this budget, just 2020, 2021, 20.
21, 22, this is
Budget.
the fiscal year we're in now. Uh-huh.
Okay,
But it's not additional funds. It's the funds that we didn't spend,
okay,
right?
okay,
Okay.
got you.
You good?
Now, yeah, there was some other stuff I wanted to ask, but I don't know how I could slide in here and ask it earlier. But I talked to Robin about some of the stuff that we're bringing up. It deals with all the financials we're doing on different categories. Would this be a time we could talk about this, Robin, or should it? I'm trying to figure out how to talk about it down into this here. Okay.
Well, we probably need to talk about when we get to the agenda item.
It covers all of them, though. This is gonna cover
Okay.
all the
Well,
general.
if it's a budget item and we're
Okay.
talking about the financials that we approved.
Okay, this is gonna be over the budget items. What it is, I discussed with Robin earlier in her office, sitting down and, where we're having all these different items under grants and, projects and stuff, is starting, presenting those down. If we're doing a loan or whatever, which is be a project, it'll be categories of project/2021. This way we can start keeping up with our, actually now it'll be 2022. Everything we do will come down to here, which will be going to council, and it'll be marked as 2022, whatever it is, and we can keep up with everything that's coming into the office or brought to us. Even though we don't do it, it can be shown as a project we did or canceled, or it can be, if we go back, which is 334 project is going to be so long, we can always have that same 2021-A, B, C, D, or F, or each year, something else is added back to it, it can always reflect back to that year or that first number, so we can keep track of everything we're spending on it.
Yeah, we talked about starting a numbering system similar to what the city does with resolutions and ordinances. So we could do projects that would start it with a P and put the year and number them. And the same with anything we spend money on. So the audit, a loan agreement, a grant, all those things would have a number, just a way to reference the year that it happened. Projects could start with a P, grants could start with a G, loans could start with an, or we could just call them all projects. And that way, when they get approved, we're going to approve having an audit done, we'll have a tracking number, a kind of a way to list off what happened in a single year.
Sure, well, that's good fiscal responsibility, and so
It's a good suggestion.
agreement about that.
Okay. I've done just something that we could, I don't know how we basically implement it to make it happen.
Yeah, so I'm suggesting that we start right now in 2022.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's beginning
I know we're already into the fiscal year, but I don't think it would be very helpful to try to go backwards and figure out what. So starting in January, I'm going to try to write out a system for how we'll do the numbering, and we'll just start numbering our projects, and that's how they'll be on the agenda.
Okay. Do
And
we
you're
need
going to
to,
model it after how the city council and the
Yes.
city does it. So we know that system works, and they're
Yes.
familiar with it, so we're not going to be sending something to the city council that they won't understand.
Exactly.
Okay.
should we make this a motion to do this, or?
It's not an item on the agenda per se. I can write up kind of a guideline for how we plan to do it and post it as an agenda item next month.
Okay. This way, well, I want to say this way, it's all done
Yeah.
legally and right how it should be done, and not just something we're saying do, and then not getting, nothing to fall back to say, well, this is when we actually discussed to do it, so,
Makes sense. Okay.
okay. That's it, that's all I got.
Okay, any further discussion from the rest of the board members? Okay, seeing none, we had a first and a second, so we will vote from my left.
Kroll, yes.
Wyrick, yes.
Johannes, yes.
Bond, yes.
Okay, motion carries. All right, moving on to our item number 6, which is to discuss, take action to contribute $3,500 either in 1, 2, or 3 payments to the East Texas Council of Governments as our portion of the matching funds needed to receive a U.S. Department of Commerce Economic Development Administration grant to fund the development and completion of a regional broadband strategic plan for all of the cities surrounding the lake. This is separate from anything the city is researching on broadband for Gun Barrel City. Do I have a motion?
Before I make a motion on this, I'd like to intervene, we go to make a motion on 551-076 of the, to go back and discuss this in the chambers before going through this in the public.
Okay, so let's see, you were using, which code did you just use?
I think it's the
'Cause it's not personnel matters, it's not real property.
executive, it'd be 551-087.
Deliberations about economic development negotiations?
Yes.
Okay. I
Okay.
have the phone number for an executive director with ETCOG, with the East Texas Council of Governments, who's willing to give you some background information. Would you like that in public, or you want me to do that in executive session?
We'll talk about this here back in, there's nobody here to talk about that tonight, is there?
Well, I've got
We're gonna
them,
do it
You got him on the phone? I want to say,
We can do it back there.
we can, without what I'm going to talk to y'all about, he don't need to know about.
No, but he can
Yeah.
make his
do
presentation.
you want to have
He
some
can
more
make his, yeah,
background?
he can still make his presentation. If we want to go ahead and go through that, and then we'll go back
Yeah.
to
Let's-
executive session?
Let's do that, and then we'll hear
Okay.
that. That's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
I had spoke to him about giving you some more background information on how this came
May or
about.
May not answer your questions, but at least we'll have it.
Yeah.
For when we get back there. No problem.
Hello, David? Yes, sir. I'm going to put you on speaker, okay? Thank you.
And Robin, we'll need him to state his name and all that for the record.
David, can you state your name?
Yes, this is David Cleveland. I'm the Executive Director of the East Texas Council of Governments. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I may have a bad connection.
You can go ahead whenever you're ready.
Okay, good. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You're a little creaky, but we can hear you.
Fantastic. Um, no, Robin just asked me to visit with you a little bit about the request that EDCOG sent all the economic development corporations throughout the 14 county region and to the 14 counties. Just a little background on this project. The East Texas Council of Governments has been working to improve broadband service in the region for, man, we're going on 12 years now. And it's been a long road to hoe. The long story short on this project is back in 2018, we held a regional meeting with all the EDCs, and we included the counties as well, at Bodacious Barbecue here in Kilgore. And we indicated that we were really close on securing a U.S. Department of Commerce Economic Development Administration grant to complete a strategic plan for broadband service improvement in the East Texas region. And at that regional meeting, we asked the EDCs that if we're able to secure this grant funding from EDA, would the EDCs pledge to help support the local matching requirements? As you all know, on most federal grants, in fact, I only know of one federal grant that didn't come with a match requirement in the 15 years that I've been in this job. And so we were pretty sure that there would be a match requirement somewhere around 20 to 30%, that the federal government would provide 70 to 80%. We'd have to come up with 20 to 30% in matching funds. And that's what happened. So we secured a $536,000 grant. Of that total, $375,000 is federal funding. In order for us to secure all the federal funding, the EDCOG region has to contribute $161,000 in cash matching funds over a 3-year period covered by the grant. And so the request back in 2018 is, I said, look, we're pretty close to this. If we submit this application on behalf of the region, will the EDCs agree to contribute their fair share of the match? And we received confidence vote from all the EDCs at that meeting. Subsequently, just to show you that this went through several layers of once we knew we had the grant, on January 30th of 2020, the East Texas Economic Development District Board approved the local match sharing plan that's really in front of your board for consideration tonight. That same plan was subsequently approved by the EDCOG Executive Committee at its meeting on March 5 of 2020. And then the county judges of the 14 counties, by unanimous vote of the Chief Elected Officials Board, approved that same matching plan on August 20 of 2020. So under this plan, to come up with $161,000 in required local matching funds, it means that all the EDCs and the 14 counties in East Texas and the East Texas Council of Governments would all contribute $3,500. That's it. There's no additional amount beyond that. And this amount can be paid as a one-time lump sum or equally spread over a 2-year period. And I think the invoice and documentation that I sent gives all the counties and all the EDCs the option to pick whichever option looks the best for you. In return for this, what's happened is we have boots on the ground now. In your case, Henderson County, we're working directly with Judge McKinney, and Joni Ehlers from Athens is two of the folks that are on the local project team in Henderson. There are a number of projects that are under consideration. Right now, the county is looking at one of those projects being the ability to connect a number of towers that are in Henderson County. Plus, they're looking at a project around the lake that would really spur additional economic development. And there's some other projects that are under consideration as well. In addition to that, all 14 counties, our contractor, which is PPC2 out of Wiley, Texas, has worked to identify middle mile segment projects in each of the counties that, when combined in all 14 counties, really will form the underlying foundation for hopefully an economic development explosion. Because as you know, if you're going to attract and retain businesses in East Texas and anywhere in Texas today, broadband is now as close to a utility need as it has ever become. So those middle mile segments are being under consideration of this local project team as well. We're getting input from broadband providers to make appropriate adjustments and get this right. And then the entire slate of locally selected projects, plus these middle mile segments that have been blessed, will hopefully, no later than February 11th or so, go to the Henderson County Commissioners Court for final approval. In your case, in terms of Gun Barrel City, if Gun Barrel City has a specific project that's really important to your business community, I'd encourage you to definitely let us know that. We'll get in touch with Judge McKinney and Joni Ehlers. I know Joni's been reaching out to EDC to make sure that we got input from those. But we want to include as many people as possible, because you all can identify countywide three to five of the most critical projects that you can find that would help business. And one of those projects, by the way, can support residential broadband as long as it somehow supports telework. And then in addition to those 3 to 5 projects that are locally selected, again, the middle mile segments for Henderson County are also being considered. So there'll be an entire package, and I should have looked to see, but there's at least 3 or 4 middle mile segments that are attempting to identify gaps where the existing providers in Henderson County having a hard time to address those gaps. We're trying to lay the foundation to address the gaps in service through middle mile segments, so that any provider in Henderson County could connect to those middle mile segments and provide last mile service. So that's kind of a quick summary. I hope I didn't give you too much information, but this has been I've almost grown a little bit of gray hair in the time that we've tried to work on getting to this point. We're trying to finish up the project identification process as close to February 11th as we can, so our contractors can plan and budget for these individual projects in each of the counties. And we are quite certain that there's significant federal funding now that's going to be available for project implementation, and we want to make sure that Henderson County and all the counties' projects get in line as quickly as possible for the federal implementation funds that are going to be available for these projects. You know how it works, though. We're not going to get every grant application that we submit, but we want to submit as many of these projects as possible so that we can position East Texas from a broadband standpoint for success. That's my quick summary presentation. I hope it makes sense. And y'all, I'm happy to respond to any questions that you might have.
Y'all have any questions?
Yes, this is Keith Bond. And was it David?
Yes.
David,
Yes, sir.
you're talking about expanding broadband in several counties and around the lake to various cities. Is that just internet, or are you including cellular?
So Robin, I can't quite hear him. Can you repeat the question?
Okay.
He's asking if this is just for internet or if it's also cellular phone service.
We're not really looking at cellular phone service per se, but as you know, Verizon, for example, is the cellular telephone company. So many times these cellular towers can be used for broadband service as well. So while it's not directly looking to improve cellular service, we're looking at actually the best broadband solution to address broadband needs that there are. And in some cases, that means working with cellular phone towers. In other cases, it's going to be actual fiber laid in the ground. And in some cases, it's microwave. So the best solution is what our engineers will come up with that addresses the real need. But the direct goal is not to enhance actual cell have reliable broadband service. But many times, these two interchange because of how the technology moves.
Okay.
I got one quick question for him. He was talking about there's 14 counties involved here at 3,500 apiece. And I figured that up, that was like, $49,000.
But it's
Each
also-
city, each EDC
Yeah, it's-
within those counties.
So it's the county, the city, the EDC.
No, it's each EDC
For
plus.
the city and the county,
plus
you're
each
talking about getting
county.
$3,500 for
I
each
can't
city,
remember the total number of
EDC,
EDCs we
and the
have.
county too, so.
But-
Because I was looking, I was trying to figure it up, it'd be, if just the EDC took care of it, you was looking at about $11,500 per, the county, city and EDC both together, about 12 grand for the 12,000 for each one.
David, all the people contributing are city groups, all the EDCs, the ETCOG itself, right?
Yeah. It says in
Yeah,
it.
the contributors are the 14 counties, all the EDCs, and all of these Texas in each of the counties, plus ETCOG. And then when you add all those numbers up together, and you divide the 161,000 by those total, that total number, you come up with the $3,500.
Okay.
Okay. This is Keith Bond again. Sorry to ask so many questions, but is this a service, once it's available, is it going to be is it going to be accessible to our current providers, or are there going to be new providers coming in?
Would this service be provided by new providers, or would it be an enhancement to current providers?
Depending on how it works out, probably both. What we're trying to do is we're working with existing providers in the county as closely as we can and asking them to participate in the project. And in those instances where we have existing providers that say, yep, we're going to sponsor this project and we'll take it on, then we're not trying to compete with existing providers. But there's going to be some of these projects where they're so difficult to accomplish that no provider will want to take them on. And in those instances, there are other providers that would love to come into the region, in particular Henderson County, to pick up the ball and help. So where we need to bring in additional providers to get the job done, we will, but we're giving existing providers first crack.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you, David. We
Okay,
appreciate your time.
Mr. Cleveland, we thank you for your time, and that's all we need, okay?
Betcha, I appreciate y'all, and if you ever need me up there in Gun Barrel City for face-to-face, happy to be there for you, and thanks for all you guys do.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Okay, so we're going to take this to executive session so we can deliberate on our
Right.
contribution. If not, we're not going there yet, it's not time. So we'll just lay that over there. Be still. That's why you sit by me. Okay, all right, so we're moving that to executive session. So we'll move on to item number 7, which is to discuss, take action to approve an audit proposed from Misty Culpepper, who is our current CPA, for $6,250 for fiscal year 2021. And we have that in our packet. Do I have a motion to discuss and take action?
I'll make a motion to discuss and take action to approve the
Audit proposed.
item proposed from CPA for our annual budget, our annual our financials for $6,250 for the fiscal 2020-2021.
Okay, we have a motion from Mr. Wyrick. Do I have a second?
Bond will second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second from Mr. Bond. We'll open it up for discussion.
I want to throw it in here. Why wasn't this done earlier? Shouldn't this have been done before the fiscal year, or is this for the ending of a
This
20?
is the audit for the fiscal year 2021. So this is the audit of our books for
Yeah,
that year.
but shouldn't it have been done?
It just ended in December.
I thought it didn't. No, it ended in September, didn't it? Yeah,
September 31st,
Well,
that's
but-
correct.
September.
The audit, I contacted Misty and discussed with her. She starts working on the city's audit January 10th.
January, yeah.
So I told her we would be voting on it on the 11th, and we'll be right on schedule for her to begin.
Okay, I just wondered, because it sort of threw me, because we started a new one in September, and now we're doing an audit. Back-
Yeah, October 1st was the first day of the new fiscal year. You're correct.
Okay, just, here we are here in January, okay.
Yes.
That was just a question I had, no problem.
Yeah, so not the question of what the year it was, but just why she was waiting.
Why is,
Why was it a
actually,
delay?
why it's taking so long, or why it took so long?
Okay, that's a
Okay.
fair question, Mr. Wyrick. Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote from my left.
Kroll, yes?
Wyrick, yes?
Johannes,
Bond, yes. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Motion carries, no worries. Okay, so moving to item number 8, it's the Director's Report, Fiscal Year Review, and Updated Renderings for Pier 334. Robin?
Okay, our client, Stephen Haynes, the developer, wanted to give you guys a little update on how things are going, so I'm going to get him on the phone, okay?
Okay.
We only got one screen?
Well, yeah, I think so. Can you see it? She's working on the other one right now.
Well, that one, this one is black, will go.